What's up, guys? How you going? It's your boy Scotty here, and today I'm going to be talking about a bit about the last game and how we played against Perth Glory, as well as the team news for this week. And we've had some transfer movement since the last video, which actually came out on the day that I actually recorded the video. So that's what came out first. So let's talk about that. So Adam Taggart is signed for Suwon Blue Wings in somewhere in Asia. I think it's in the J League. I could be wrong and I could be stupid for saying that, but I've said it now anyway. I'll just do the one take. He's on for $150,000, which is his release clause, and I think the release clause is probably brought down to that price if Aloisi was to leave, because he only signed really because Aloisi is manager, and then seeing Aloisi left, I'm guessing his release clause went from, I don't know, maybe 750,000 on mil down to 150,000 if Aloisi left. We don't know the logistics, we just know that he has gone to Zoo on Blue Wings for $150,000, which is release clause, which is terrible, honestly. Like, having that release clause in there, obviously they thought that, Aloisi's not going to leave, and if Taggart's going to leave, we're going to get some money for him. But because Aloisi's gone, obviously it's pretty right that if Taggart only signed for Aloisi, he's going to be pretty annoyed that he's gone. He's going to try to leave, so he's got an offer to go to there, and he signed for them. So it's official as soon as the medically cleared, and I think he has actually medically cleared, so he's signed for them now. So that's our top goal scorer, and also my bet for Golden Boot, which unfortunately couldn't actually win now, so I've cashed out. Ended up making $2 profit, so it was sitting at $7 instead of $5. But anyway, I made some profit from that, so that's not too bad, I guess. But so now that brings the rise of Dylan Wenzel-Halls, and obviously he stepped up so far. He's scored a couple goals so far, made a few assists in his games. Most of them were off the bench. He's been recently starting, playing really well with the second striker with Taggart. Taggart had really good hold up play. So Dylan Wenzel might miss that. It might also be good to see if we do end up going back to one striker, how he'll play himself, or if we do bring in our new signing, Charles Locoli and Goy. I hope I pronounced that right. Or D'Agostino. Last week they played D'Agostino up front with Wenzel-Halls, and Wenzel-Halls didn't get a lot of service. Wenzel-Halls didn't get a lot of service. Yeah, Taggart is really good at getting the ball, and then turning off, using his body, turning off and then flicking off left, flicking off right to Wenzel-Halls or the wingers coming through. And obviously, with him gone now, we sort of have three players that are like a bit like McLaren, how they like to run in behind. Locoli and Goy, I know, is pretty fast and probably plays off the shoulder of the defender. Same with Wenzel-Halls, and D'Agostino can play a bit of the Taggart role where he plays maybe as a false nine, where he comes in and gets the ball, because he does play attacking mid before, so he might be a bit more of that role as well. But we also might be looking at playing, if we do play two strikers, the tall man, small man, where you got Locoli and Goy and Wenzel-Halls, both double-barreled strikers there. Could start for us this week because he is now medically cleared. For some reason, Sydney FC or whatever did his medical clearance, and for some reason the A-League, when it comes to the Roar, he had to get it done again, so he wasn't available for last week. Everyone thought he might have just not been match fit, but obviously he's fit enough to play now and been selected in the squad. So hopefully we get to see him start this week. But Tonic also played his debut last week. Played pretty solid. Probably like a 7 out of 10, 6 to 7 out of 10, which I rate as the highest defender up there, because our defense was just pretty terrible last week. You can't really blame them. We're playing Perth Glory, top of the table. Had all their stars out striking. And then if you look at the bench, you got Kianese, which is really good off the bench. You got Fabio Ferreira, and all these players they can bring on. So all of our players just couldn't handle it. We had a lot of youth playing and inexperienced players playing in different positions. So you got Negro, can play right back, left back, CDM, so it wasn't too bad. But you got Daningham playing left back, and he's more of a winger, to be honest. And if he's a winger, he's a right wing, not a left back. So if he was going to play anywhere, you'd think you'd play him at right back instead of left back. They did switch quite a bit, which I found is annoying, because they were getting beaten on both sides. But in saying that, switching constantly is just going to ruin the composure of the game, and the Roar's just going to get a bit, not really composure, but the Roar's just it's going to get unbalanced, because they're going to keep changing. They're going to think that Negro's making a run, but it's actually Daningham and he's not actually making a run, or something like that. So I think the selection that should have been made last week was Isaac Powell, a natural left back, played off the bench, only 17 years old, made his debut when he was 16. I think he should have started last game, but in saying that, Davies could have been like, oh, he just played 60 minutes, he's only young, we'll give him a rest this game. So hopefully that means he'll start this game, because I definitely need to see there should be a shore up in the defence this week, and I think Powell playing there at left back should definitely be an option compared to having Daningham playing in the defence, because he's just a winger, and he played pretty well in the first couple of games when he played wing, but last few games when he was on wing, he hasn't played as well. So yeah, I think that was our main issue with coming to Perth. Our defenders didn't have a lot of experience, and we played players out of position, and we just got caught out of position. I know Pepper got caught out of position a few times. Pepper has actually played really well lately, and has shored himself up in the team, especially with Luke DeVere injured. He's definitely my first choice ahead of Daniel Bowles when it comes to those two. But I'd love to see Tonic and DeVere play together and see how they play. But Pepper definitely has stood up this season and played a lot better than I thought he was going to. So and then in the midfield, it's getting overrun. Like Coletti and D'Agostino do a lot of running. Same with Botiak. Their work rate is like immense. But in saying that, they either give up the ball too easy or like have no end product. I know I'm being a bit harsh on Botiak, but if you look at the stats and they say he hasn't got very many goals and assists this season, or like since he's been with the Roar, he's really good at running out players and taking them on. But then when he does too much and then loses the ball, so it's sort of seen as a failure when he comes to marquee. Obviously, everyone loves him and he plays so well, and he always plays 110% every game, and his work ethic and his work rate is just amazing. But yeah, he as a marquee, and if you look at the stats, it sort of looks like it's sort of been a bit of a failure. But in saying that, he has been really good for us, so hopefully he can convert some of those chances that he's making into goals and assists. So let's go to the team list for this week. So you've got Brendan White and the man, the myth, the legend, Jamie Young back in the team after his 2-game suspension. I think it was sort of pretty fair that he got 2. When I saw 3, I'm like, no way. I thought it was only going to be 1, but to get it down to 2 is pretty alright. Brendan White had a really good game in his first game starting, but then the last game he had a bit of a shocker. But in saying that, the defense didn't really help him. So in saying that, if Jamie Young is ever out again, Brendan White is definitely a good step up and hopefully play like he did against Sydney FC, because he had a cracking game that week. And then they've named Dane Ingham as a defender. Obviously, I don't think he's a defender, so I wouldn't start him in the defence. You got Daniel Bowles, Jacob Pepper, Rignon Tonic, Stefan Negro, and Isaac Powers. They've named 6 defenders. Obviously, we only need 5 technically, because you probably have 1 on the bench. So in saying that, I'd probably play Negro at right back, Isaac Powell left back, with Rignon Tonic and Jacob Pepper in the centre back, and then you probably played Bowles on the bench, meaning I either get rid of Ingham or play him on the bench over someone else. And for me, I'm getting rid of Ingham, because we've got better wingers that we can play on the bench. So Ingham for me is gone. So there's one other player that's going to go, and that's Thomas Christian for me. Some of you probably think that we only have 3 midfielders named, but we've only been playing 3 if we're going to play fullback. If we're going to play 4-4-2, because we play wingers in our formation, obviously. So if we're going to play 4-4-2, I can definitely see Christensen getting out of the team. But if we're going to go 4-2-3-1 like we have in the past, Christensen and Lopez next to each other with Mackay at attacking mid. I know Christensen and Lopez don't always work well together, but in saying that, it definitely would shore up our defence a lot better. And then Mackay has been playing pretty decent at attacking mid when he did play there. His work ethic is really good as well when he plays attacking mid compared to when he's at centre mid. He's a little bit lazy, but I was going to say sloppy, but he's a bit more lazy than when he's at centre mid and gives up a lot more passes. At attacking mid, he's actually played pretty alright. So if we do go to the formation that I'm liking us playing, and I think he will stick to 4-4-2, I'm guessing Lopez and Mackay will start, and then Christian will be dropped, so same with Ingham. And then left mid, we'll play Botiak. Right mid, either Henrico or Mickelson. I'm thinking actually more Mickelson now. I did say in the Brisbane Roar post, because I'm always the first one to see it. I'm like, yes, team news out. Let's go put up my thoughts on the post, on the page. And I did say Henrique / Mickelson, but I'm thinking Mickelson / Henrique. I want to see Henrique come off the bench and give us that energy. And I think Mickelson's done enough in the last 3 or 4 weeks where he's sort of got that starting role locked down. So I think he should probably start right mid. And then on the bench, Henrique. And then up front, Wenzel Hall will definitely start. And then if we're going to play another striker, D'Agostino played a little bit last week, but I would love to see Lokoli Ngoy start with Wenzel Halls. But in saying that, it's probably going to be D'Agostino just because of Ngoy's fitness. So we'll see Ngoy start or come on at some stage. But for me, I'm thinking those two, but it probably is going to be Wenzel Halls and D'Agostino. So that leaves on the bench, we've got Brendan White on the bench with Daniel Bowles. And then that leaves 3 positions. So Lokoli Ngoy, if he doesn't start, be him. Otherwise, D'Agostino, which I'm hoping, on the bench. Henrique and Daniel Leck. Daniel Leck, unlucky not to get game time last week. Barnett came on instead of him with down 4-0, 3-0 or whatever, and you bring on a centre mid. You need to bring on attackers, and I saw someone put up a post saying, "Oh, we're probably gonna lose 5-2, but you'll probably bring on Leck and you'll probably score a brace because Daniel Leck just scores for fun in the youth league. Same with Shannon Brady. They're both carving it up, and Daniel Leck actually has a really good finish for a winger. So it's someone that I look like we should definitely bring on a lot more. And I definitely think that Leck and Brady should get a run over Ingham and play. In our defense, have like Bowles, Pepper, Tonic, Negro, and Isaac Powell named every week, and then get rid of Ingham out of the squad. I definitely think Shannon Brady and Leck could probably play a little bit better. Joe Coletti's out with Macklin Freck and Jay Barnett. Obviously with Christian back, that's where Barnett was playing, and now he's been dropped. And also Coletti as well with Christian being back, they've dropped him as well. Macklin Freck with Jamie Young being back, they've dropped him. So we've got unavailable, we've got Luke DeVere, which who knows, he's had a terrible injury run. Who knows when he'll be back. We've also got Brett Holman out for the season, probably his knee injury. He's had 3 surgeries, the first 2 failed, and the third one, hopefully he can eventually play again. I can't see him getting re-signed for the Roar this season, but he is a good player when he did play for us. He's a bit of an X factor. He brings us a bit of a spark if he starts or if he doesn't start. I was hoping to see a lot more of Seth Mork starting over Holman this year and having Holman come off the bench. But in saying that, our 2 attacking midfielders are both out with long-term injuries. Steph Mork had his groin surgery the other day, so who knows when he'll be back, but probably be a little bit to rehab and then recover from that. Jack Hingett, also done his ACL, had his knee surgery the other day, so I'd say he's out for the season. And Connor O'Toole with a broken leg, so he'll be out for the season as well. So that's our starting right back, our starting left back, technically probably our starting centre back being Luke DeVere, and then our 2 attacking midfielders, which definitely both could start in the team. If you had to choose one, it's pretty hard to choose, but I definitely got Mork. And it looks like all of them probably look like long-term injuries because Luke DeVere, all of them aren't, like Mork and DeVere don't know when they'll be back, but Mork probably won't be back for the rest of the season, I'm guessing, just because if he had rehab and he's got to get back to fitness. We may see him towards the end of the season, but in saying that, same with Luke DeVere, he's had a lot of problems in the past, so I don't see him coming back very soon. But in saying that, we've got Pepper, and we've also got some other players that we've brought in that hopefully some youth players can give us a bit of a push towards the finals, even though we probably won't make it. Just a bit of a momentum going to the end of the season. But yeah, leave me your thoughts in the comments below to let me know what you think the team should be. And yeah, I hope I hope you liked the video of me muttering on about team lists and injuries and stuff. I'm gonna try to do a video every week, every Thursday for you guys, and maybe one over the weekend after the game finishes to give my thoughts, and then on the Thursday just give my team list predictions and any news during the week that I missed from the game afterwards, after the game finished. But yeah, it's been Mr. 7 Nate. I hope you liked this video. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.